And so the threats begin. It didn't take long. The Kyle Rittenhouse trial has stirred up the usual suspects. In this case, it's George Floyd's nephew. This article is courtesy of the Gateway Pundit. I don't know much about them. I think they're sort of a right-leaning news source. I'm not sure. The actual author is Cassandra Fairbanks. And if this is true, this is very disturbing. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnnie Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnnie Walker Dread Show.
All right. Watch. George Floyd's nephew makes video threatening jurors if they do not convict Kyle Rittenhouse. Let's go ahead and read this. And keep in mind, I'm only reading a news article that I'm sort of taking as gospel in a certain sense. In other words, I can't verify this. They do have a link below to correct them if they have made mistakes in this. So if you see any mistakes here, by all means, get on there. I'll post a link in the description below and inform them of it. We don't want any misinformation getting out. So there's the man of the hour. It says here, George Floyd's nephew has posted a video threatening jurors if they do not convict Kyle Rittenhouse. The deceased criminal's nephew, Cortez Rice, claimed that he knows people who have been taking photos of the jurors at the courthouse. And here's his quote, "I ain't even gonna name the people that I know that's up in the Kenosha trial," Rice said, "but it's cameras in there. It's definitely cameras up in there. There's definitely people taking pictures of the juries and everything like that. We know what's going on." Rice added, "So we need the same results, man." Okay, so this is a tweet courtesy of John Curtis saying, George Floyd's nephew, Cortez Rice, makes a claim that he knows people taking photos of jurors during the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. His goal is to dox jurors if they do not convict. Well, let's go ahead and play it. You tell I've already played it once.
I ain't even gonna name the people that I know that's up in the Kenosha trial. But there's cameras in there. It's definitely cameras up in there, and there's definitely people taking pictures of the juries and everything like that. We know what's going on. So we need the same results, man. We need the same results. Justice for Dante Wright, justice for also.
Okay, so the quote above, and I'm assuming this is Cortez Rice. Keep in mind, I have no verification of that. I'm just making an assumption there. Let's go ahead and read down below. And it says here, a journalist, quote, from the militant far-left outlet Unicorn Riot, Andrew Mercado, was in the comments egging him on to do it. And of course, what we have here is a tweet that says, "My grandmother lives in the twin to the buildings the thugs got into last night. Mom is calling security desk to figure this out. These are secure buildings. They shouldn't have even got in. There are security guards and a desk person. There's really no reason they should have gained access." Oh, and here's fake journalist Andrew Mercado egging him on and telling him to post the address. If you think Mercado Media or Unicorn Riot are journalists or legit media and you share their links, get off our page. Okay. So Cortez Rice says, "We at the judge house." I guess the apostrophe is broken on their computers. And of course, this is not a live link here, so it's just a screen capture. But we need them cameras. Rittenhouse has pleaded not guilty and maintains he was acting in self-defense when he shot 3 riders, 2 of them fatally. Earlier this week, Rice brought a group of Black Lives Matter militants to the home of a judge in an officer-involved shooting case and posted her home on Facebook. All right. George Floyd's nephew, Cortez Rice, walked up to judge's door, doxed her address on Facebook. And it says here, under Antifa Watch, BLM Antifa showed up at the home of a judge in Minneapolis over her decision to not allow cameras into the courtroom during the trial of Kim Potter in the shooting of Daunte Wright. And remember what he said earlier, we need the same results. That's what he's referring to, is this, I imagine. So I've switched over to Twitter.
Right out here, shout out to Unicorn Wright. That's her shit right there. She's looking through the book. I was like,
That type. Never mind.
Hey, I was just in the motherfucking building. I was at that bitch door. Hey, I was at that bitch door. I was at that bitch door. Yeah, that's how I know where her shit at. Her shit right there. I was at that bitch door.
Okay, and then it goes on. This is another tweet by Crime Watch Minneapolis, I would assume. Any mainstream Minnesota media report on the fact that a person entered a secure private apartment building last night and went up to the 12th floor and stood outside the door of the female judge presiding over the Kim Potter Daunte Wright case in an attempt to intimidate her. And I assume these are pictures of Cortez Rice here. It does look like him. We got confirmation that this is her house right here, waiting for the gang to get up here. Predominantly white neighborhood. And look at this shit. Okay. It says here, a resident asked him if there was a reason he was in the building and yelling out the window to protesters outside. Yeah, to let the gang know we up in this bitch. It does not appear that Rice has been arrested for his intimidation and threat. And again, you have a submit a correction here. If there's something wrong with this, you need to go on there and tell them about it. We don't want people falsely accused, obviously. So what do you think? Like my video, subscribe to my channel.